Okay. Okay. So I'm looking at him doing my taxes, and I just searched basically the real estate investors tax strategy guide. Okay. Using the for investors. So I'm on the IRS's website, irs.gov. irs.gov. Okay. So I mean, these are the people we got to follow. So what Donald Trump is doing is using the guidelines that the IRS.gov have created for, the federal FED, federal tax guidelines, right? And um, then you have your local state tax guideline. So, you got to understand which brackets you're in. Okay. Once you understand which bracket you're in, then you could calculate like what you have to possibly pay or what you could possibly receive back. And you have all the forms, and you can do your refund possibility. You get pretty good you get a pretty good idea by using these tools. So anyway, so I'm sitting here looking to see. Oh, wait, hold on. And so construction. See, we as real estate investors, we buy houses, then we have the construction. So we have labor, we have material, then we have the contractor's information, and their tax ID information. So sitting here and trying to make sure, because it's it's good to have a really good CPA person that understands this information, so you can write everything off that's possible within the guidelines. And so the law has been created and written for us to use it and to apply it. The problem is most of us don't know this stuff, and we let these inexpensive, not inexpensive, just we let these people that are not 100% very clear. And what Donald Trump has is he has some of the brightest lawyers and people that have their hand inside the government, and they know about they help create these tax laws. So he's just taking advantage of what's already written, right? What's already written. He already knows, which forms got to be filed, right? And with the bankruptcy laws, with owning a real estate, owning a construction company, having a real estate development company, having your labor costs, your materials, your cost segregation. You got to be able to do your cost segregation. And that's what he's figured out, and that's what his team's figured out. So the key is to get, as many deductions, right? The key is to get as many deductions, and then also to use as many credits that are available. So when you're looking at the IRS website, you're like, okay, here's some categories. Like if you're a first time home buyer, credit, manufacturer engineering, plug-in vehicles, and so on. The key is we have to get educated, and we have to utilize the library, right? So when we were little kids going to school, how many of us actually used to volunteer to go to the library, right? So the more you know, the more you understand, the more money you could get back. So you have small business, healthcare, and it's good to have a good team, but you also as a CEO have to understand this, because a lot of these guys are not staying abreast of these things unless you're using a professional and they're constantly taking continuous education. They're constantly engaged with the IRS. Those people have to um, think outside the box and use these guidelines, okay, with the federal, with your federal and your local, with your federal brackets based on which bracket you're in. So if you are in a 33% tax bracket here, if you're in a 35%, this is your income, and if you're 39, and then if you're married, these are your limits here. So if you're married, those are your limits, and here's your limits. Okay. So based on this tax bracket, if you these are the incomes you're gonna pay. So if you are making over $400,000, you're paying 40% of your money. 40% of your money, 40 cents on every dollar. So you keep 60 cents and you're giving the government back 40 cents. It's crazy. Anyway, so I'm just listening. I'm going through here and I'm trying to figure out which ones are the ones. Okay, state tax, standard deductions. Small business. I'm gonna try to get the latest information here. So what we got here? Small tax deduction, bank rate, federal income tax bracket, corporate individual tax, small business. Small biz. Okay. All right. So what we got here is individual and corporate tax data, right? So I just got done doing my corporate taxes because the corporate taxes got to be done by September the 15th. Okay. The individual taxes, when you do an extension, you have until October the 15th, so which is coming up, right? So when you're doing these taxes, the key is to, you know, use the current deductions. So for example, I have a home office, right? So, but I'm also, you have to do your personal taxes and you have to do your business taxes when you have an LLC, okay? So you have to look at both of those. And as you look at the different deductions that they're giving you, okay, and it says, maximum deductions $3,400 per individual, $6,700, and then if you're over 55. The thing is, the more that you know, the more you could point out when you talk to your CPA to make sure you're taking the right deductions and the right amounts. Because some of these guys, they don't know this, and then and they're not really staying on top of them. That's why you got to get the right people on your team to make sure. I mean, these are a lot of deductions that we're allowed to take, okay? But we have to be, if you're married, filing joint, for example, okay, so let's see here. So tax income bracket, but not over. Excuse me. So, okay, you got 466, you got 466, 413, 231. So, okay, damn, that's a lot. That's a lot, right? A lot of money right there. Damn. I see. Donald Trump is smart, right? You have to be able to use this stuff because they're all doing it. The congressmen, the senators, all these lobbyists, they all do it. It's just that now it's starting to come into the open in terms of how these tax deductions and tax language could be used in your benefit, right? So, yeah, we use the trust taxable 5,000. So if you're in a 39% bracket and you got over $12,000 worth of trust, and then you got, okay, long-term capital gains, qualifying dividends for taxpayers, and 10 to 20% zero. So, okay, so when you're in this tax bracket here, so they give you 20% deduction. So even though they're collecting 40 cents, you're getting 20% write-off for taxpayers in this tax bracket, right? So if you're in the 33% tax bracket or the 25, 28% tax bracket, then you are getting 15% back. So if you're not contributing anything, you know, you on Section 8, you're not contributing anything, you're not really making any money, then you ain't getting shit. You know, you ain't getting nothing back because you're not contributing anything. You have to contribute, and then as you the more you contribute, the more they let you write off. Right? It's that simple. But the thing is, you got to know everything so you can understand, like your home office, your vehicles, your meals, $75 a day for your meals, you know, meetings, but you have to have documentations and receipts and things like that. Okay, so married filing joint surviving spouse, you get $12,600 back. Head of household is like, for example, if your mom and dad are old and you're taking care of them, you're supporting them, you're helping them, or inside the family, you know, you're paying all the bills, you know, you're managing the head of the household, and you're the head of the household. You're like the head dude in the house, you know. So they're gonna give you a $9,300 deduction, the head of household. Okay, and then single individuals. If you're single individuals, you get 63. If you're married filing separate, 63. So if you're married, you get the most money back. So at least you're making some money being married. You know, that's, I guess that's a good thing. There's some benefits there. So now if you're married, got kids, they're gonna give you more money. All right, so okay, depends on the standard deduction, no more than, all right, okay, cool. So, and if you make this much money, okay, then, or if you make this much money, that much or that much, please out is less than 3%, exceeds the threshold of 80% of itemized deduction. This is where you gotta have somebody who understands this shit, because I don't understand this. But okay, personal expenses. Okay, I get this. Okay, head of household, married, amount of 40. Okay, so then they give you another $4,000. So if you pay $200,000 into the system, or you're supposed to, and then you could, you know, save 40, 50,000 by writing stuff off and pay taxes on a 150 or 100. Because you want to show some income. You don't want to show no income. Because you want to show growth so you can scale, so you can get a business D&B number, right? You get yourself a Duns and Bradley number. You get yourself a D&B number, right? You come in here. And then this will basically, you can start building credit for your company under your company's federal ID number. So once you got your federal ID number, you got your company registered, you can set up your company. You just pick your state, whichever state you're in, and there's a process. So the best thing to do is, I always go to YouTube for everything. So just go to YouTube and then just punch in how to get a DUNS number. Bam. All right, there you go. Just look at this one here, how to apply for a DUNS number. So basically, just watch the video.
Information about your business. First, enter your business name. This should be your name exactly as under a different name than your legal name. Enter it here.
Okay.
If they are none of the above, select no special number where you can be reached. Once your request has been D&B, this will confirm your request and will give you a tracking ID number. This number, you can begin using it to register in the CCR in 24 to 48.
All right, watch the video, man, and you'll get a good understanding of some of the stuff. So, you know, you get your credit built up under the LLC. All right. Tax credits. Okay. All right. So here's the tax credits. Babies with baby mamas. Earned income amount. 99. Okay. 2 or more. 3 or more, or none. All right. So if you got 1, you got 2 or more, you got 3 or more, and number of qualifying children. All right. So earned income amount, you earn this much, you earn this much, or you earn that much. Let's see here. Minimum amount of credit, 33.55. Okay, 3, phase out single surviving. Spouse or head of household, 18. Damn. Okay, complete. These little kids, you can make some money on these little kids. Shit, the government pay for your housing, pay for your kids. They're giving you money to have damn kids live in a ghetto. It's your they're paying money to live in a ghetto. Exclusive and tax credit. God damn. Okay, alternative. The kitty tax? All right, so what we got here? Oh, gift tax. So, for example, hey, check this out. All right, we all give gifts to, like, you know, our family members for birthdays, for holidays, for college graduation. You know, all these gifts that we give these family members. Um, the thing is, if you buy somebody a $200 watch for a gift, that money came out of your pocket. So you want to be able to write that off, right? So you want to be able to write that off. But if you provide certain gifts in a certain manner, right, then you could actually have credits, right? So okay, unfilled credit adjustment, $5,100, annual exemptions, 14 annual exemptions, 14. You give up to $14,000 annual exemption of gifts. Damn. Annual exemption for gifts, spouse not a citizen. Annual exclusion for gifts to spouse not a citizen. I don't understand that. Notice of large gifts received from foreign. Notice of large gifts received from a foreign person. What the hell is this? This is a estate and gift. What? Gross state. Yeah, you got to ask your find out exactly what the limitations are. I mean, I try to write everything off. So, and I set up an account for my family members, for the kids and stuff. So I'm not giving them $100. I just put $100 in towards their, their bond or something like that, their money market account, and the money goes in there and they can't touch it. Um, so, and then I get to write it off. All right, interest. Okay, IRA, SEPs, and personal plans. So if you have retirement accounts, these are your retirement accounts, SEPs, pension plans from your office, from your job, from you're gonna get a K1 if you got any K1s, if you got a 401k plan, IRA account, a SEP account for business. Okay, so it tells you the guidelines here. But you got to do this before, if you're gonna contribute money into your plans, these are the plan limits and how much you contribute. If you got these plans. So, but you got to do this before December 31. So what I recommend, right around October, November, this is the time, when you're doing your taxes for your individual and your business, you start thinking about these things. But if you think about them ahead of time and you create your own plan, like Excel spreadsheet, so every year you're just checking these things off. Boom, did I get this? Did I get this? Did I get this? Did I get this? You go down the line, so make sure you're not leaving any money on the table. So there's no reason to leave money on the table. If they're giving it to you, know about it so you can get it, right? The key is to get this money. So it's okay to make $1 million. It's okay to make $10 million. It's okay to make $100 million, right? But the key is you can get some of the money back, but they're still taking too much damn money. But you can't. But the key is to get some of it back, right? So, but you got to know the system. You got to know and what Donald Trump has done is he got the right people around him to understand these languages, and they know how to file these forms, and they know how to get tax credits and business credits, and they know how to file bankruptcies within the laws of of the bankruptcy cases, right? So the thing is, man, the federal government, the federal reserves, they're a private entity. They're not even technically a a federal government, technically. So these guys, a bunch of just local citizens. So the bankruptcy law, uh, let's see, government. How to. Okay, we got here National City Bank Hours, Government Bank. Oh, how do you spell bankruptcy? How do you spell bankruptcy? Damn. Thank you, Shorty. Uh, Shit, I never filed a fucking bankruptcy, so I don't know how to even spell the damn thing. Okay. All right, so it tells you how to do it right here. Yeah, damn it. File yourself. right? But I come to videos, and they got videos right here, like how to file bankruptcy. These people are telling you how to do it.
Bankruptcy is legally declared inability of an individual, self-employed worker, or company.
Okay, we can find somebody better than that one. What he talking about?
Hi, my name is James. I'm with EZBankruptcyForms.com, and I'm here to talk to you about filing for bankruptcy. Let's get this out in the open. Bankruptcy is going to crush your credit for the next 7 to 10 years. But there's certain advantages that different chapters of bankruptcy are going to have that far outweigh the disadvantages of having bad credit for the next decade.
All right, listen. This goes back to this form right here. If you have your LLC set up with the government, you have your LLC number, your EIN number, all that stuff, right? Then once you have your business credit, get your business credit, okay? That's separate from your individual. So your individual is a social security number. That's on your social security, those Equifax, TransUnion, all those guys. The business credit, the business line of credit, the SBA, the Small Business Administration, SBA.gov, right? So you're going to need your EIN number in order to, get like an SBA loan, right? SBA loan. So in order to get an SBA loan, so what you want to do is they'll even show you how to do a business plan and help you set up your business. I actually volunteered at the SBA's office for many years to help people set up their business plans, their models, and review. Why are they in business? What are they trying to do here? What are they trying to do? What's their goal? What's their objective? Why are they setting up a business? And weigh out the good, the bad, the ugly, the real, and just talk it through and help them get really clear. The key is to get very clear. I believe everybody should have a business. You have to have a business. You got to have at least 2 or 3. I have 4, but I'm doing it in a very different manner. But the key is just to get one, and then once you get one set up, then it's the movement of money. You're moving money, but then you're capturing the right deductions, and then that's why I was saying that when you're doing your deductions and your carryovers, you want to show a little bit of a profit. So when you're doing your books for Q1 and then Q2 and then Q3, you should be getting ready for Q4. So Q3 is going to come to an end and get ready for Q4. So when it comes December 31, you should have pretty good numbers. And the thing is, before December 31, if you're going to show a big profit, then you want to bring that down, so you're not carrying that forward into the 2017. But if you are showing a loss, then if you're going to have a certain amount of money you want to spend, or certain things that you need to buy, or based on the credit and deduction list here that the IRS is giving you. I mean, they basically give you a menu. You have a menu, like these are the things you could do based on your business, based on your qualifications, based on your interest, your bracket, and based on if you're married or single, whatever the case is. So they're telling you all the guidelines here. So I suggest reading this, understanding this, because this is a difference of when you're doing your taxes, you have to know what your plan is. If your plan is to scale and grow, and is to get a business credit, like a line of credit under your business name, and then if your business does have problems or trouble, or whatever the case is, then you could basically have your business set up, and then you have your bankruptcy uh, options if things go bad, and then you got your different things here in terms of how to really get your loan. So the key is to know your play before, in 2016 in Q4. This is the time to really start thinking things through, and taking a pen and a paper, right? So I basically, this is my friend, a pen and paper. So I just write stuff down. I think it through. I know what You know, I know what time of the year it is, and I got my calendar right here, right? So I'm watching all my days, and I'm looking at, okay, what I got to do by the 15th. And so you got to be ahead of the curve. And what Donald Trump has figured out is how to use the system, how to play the game, right? And so the more you know about this game, you know, the better for your family. You're doing it for your family. You're doing it for your kids. They doing it for their kids, right? Hillary Clinton taking care of Chelsea. You know, everybody taking care of their kids. You got to take your own goddamn kids. So the more you understand, the more you know, the more money you can bring home to your household, and you could be legit, okay? And you could basically, you know, I take it to the line. So if this is the line, I like to, you know, get as much as I can. If they say you allowed to take 89 cents back and people want to take maybe 80 is the comfort, well, if these things, I mean, why leave money on the table? So I like to try to get as much as I possibly can. But also, you know, you have to look at, you know, are you trying to scale and show profit? Then you got to leave some money on the table so you could use that money and leverage that money, and you get a line of credit, and then you grow your money that way. So writing out a business plan is really helpful, and I can show you how to do that as well. So, okay, here we go. Okay, married, finally single, 2015. Okay, so same process. Okay, just going down, 2014. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Oh well, shit. Yeah, it's 2000. All right, cool. Righty. Now the other thing is, this is marketing their book. It's marketing this damn book. I mean, you should. I actually have this book. I have this book. I don't have this one. Oh, there's the investor tax guide. Huh, check this out. Barnes and Noble. When this? Oh, what? Since 2009. It's too old, man. Damn tax laws changed. You want something current. You know, when you read a book, you want something 2016, 2000. What year is this? 2009. This one's old too. They should have a new one. Let's see here. What year's mine? I'll get out of here. Okay. Anyway, this should have a damn new book. Real estate. All right. So let's see here. Taxes. And we're gonna use. Okay, this is May 2016. Kindle paperback. Oh, it's bigger pockets. They don't have this in audio. Oh, bigger pockets got this. Oh, I got an account with them. Print this out. Let me see if I can get it. Let me call them. Yeah. Knowledge is power, baby. Knowledge is power. And you got to take action, man. It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to do it, right? You got to do it, you know? So when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. So I'm going to get this book and I'm going to go through it. When can I deliver this? Order within 5 hours and choose. The good thing about the book is, I wish I had it on. October the 13th. So I get it 2 days. Damn it. Really? Why the fuck is taking so long? All right, well, anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna get the book, and then I'm gonna basically go and talk to my IRS guy. So this is what we're doing today. I was just showing you guys on basically on some of the basic research that we could all do. But knowledge is power, man. And the more you know, the more control you got over you, over your family, over your household, and the more money you can write off, and the smarter you can be about creating your plan. Creating your plan. You got to create your plan. You got to be Q1 what happened, Q2 what happened, Q3 what happened. Every 90 days, right? So I break it down. You got just like seasons. You got seasons, right? You go through the seasons, right? So right now we're going into the holidays. So families coming to town, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. So all this planning. Don't wait till January 1. January 1 that's when the game starts all over. You got to have a plan going into that. So I spend this time, October, November, December, thinking things through, planning, sharpening my thing, right? We're looking at everything to see what happened Q1, what happened Q2, what did I learn, how did I spend my time, how did I grow, what relationships did I create and establish, how am I going to be able to network those relationships and work those relationships. These are the things you have to do with the right people in order to scale. And that's what I realized, and it's taken me a long time to basically try to help everybody. And the thing is, you simply cannot help everybody. And that's what I discovered. So people that want to really scale, we really want to grow and have a system and have a process and just basically, be a smart businessman. Just be a smart, intelligent business person. Use the guidelines, use the tax codes, build your business, get your SBA loan, leverage your cash. So these are the things that I do, and these are the things I can show you how to plan things out. You have to plan things out. So anyway, listen, I, I was just making, I don't know why, I was doing this as my own research, and I just decided to make this video. But I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys learned something. And there's money out there. The government is giving you money. You just got to have the right paperwork and a right plan or a path. And once you got that,
Are you interested in starting a business? Creating a business plan is the most important step you can take towards success. Think of a business plan like a roadmap. It sets the direction for the early years of your business and outlines how you plan to make sales and grow revenue. A business plan generally includes 6 sections. They are, and identify your customers. Next up is your market research. Use this section to provide detailed information that shows you've done your homework and that you understand your industry and target market.
Right, you got to know who your target market is, who's your audience, who you're catering to.
Be sure to include
Right.
an assessment of your competitors
Right.
and any legal requirements impacting your company and industry.
So we have certain tools. So I have certain tools that I use to look at my competition, look at my industry, look at see who's doing what I'm doing, how they're doing it, what's working for them, which websites are they marketing on, what headlines are they using, what banner ads are they using, which keywords, where are they spending their monies at, the PPC ads. And then I'm looking at, okay, this is how I need to take what's already working and then just put myself right there. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel and recreate the wheel. It's about having the right tools that's going to allow you to position yourself so you don't waste a lot of time. And so one of the things I've been able to do is to build certain systems and processes um, that I've spent money on, and that has shown me how to do these things and how to basically get my reports and to figure out where should I put my money to get the maximum amount of exposure so I can have the right audience for the right product so they can take the right action. So it's about the demographics and breaking it down. And so that's what they're talking about.
The fourth section is a description of your products or services. What are you selling? How will it meet the needs of your customers? What are its benefits compared to the competition? Answer these questions in detail, and be sure to note the current development stage of your business. Discuss marketing and sales in the fifth section of your plan. Explain how you'll identify potential customers. You'll also need to include your marketing approach. Provide financial projections in the final section of your business plan. This is important for investors and lenders because it explains how your business will meet its financial obligations and maintain a positive cash flow balance. Are you ready to get started? Build your customized business plan using SBA's free step-by-step tool. It'll help you navigate each section and enter your information. You can even save your plan and finish it later. Print, download, email.
So look, the tools are there, the information's there, and you guys want to get started? Let's get started. And so what I'm going to do on this training that is coming up, we've got a webinar coming up on the 26th. Okay, the 26th, Wednesday the 26th. I think it's at 2 o'clock or something like that. Maybe 12, 2 or 12 o'clock. I got to check with the marketing team. They're working on it now. But we're going to be showing people, teaching people on how to basically set up a business from your home. And so I pretty much work like this. I got my t-shirt. This is my office. Got my video studio back here. I do my analysis. I do my planning, and I work, and then I got my clocks. I got people overseas. So I have my clocks for the Philippines, Australia, India. So I have my virtual assistants and I got my people set up overseas. And so this is like, and I broke down, like this is my desk for sales. So I have my sales desk, I got my admin desk, and then I got my marketing desk, and then I have my dream room. I got analysis there. And those are my taxes I'm working on, all those documents on the counter there, all the taxes and stuff that I'm working on. But yeah, so this is my office, and this is what I do. I just, I basically work down here and I look at deals. I analyze deals, I review deals, and I do real estate investments. So I've been doing it, love it. And like you say, it says take action. No excuses, take action. Right? No excuses, take action. And it's all over. And so those are some of my mentors on the walls over there. So I have Dan Kennedy, I got Brad, I got Ryan, I got Bruce. So those are some of my mentors, and I stay here and I work and I analyze deals. But if you guys want to get started, I'm going to be doing my first class. So the what I just recently created is a company called the Immigrant Millionaire Academy. So the Immigrant Millionaire Academy is going to be where we're going to be doing online classes on how to use the IRS, how to use the taxes, how to use these things to create a scalable business, a scalable system where you're earning, you know, $2 to $5 to $10, $20,000 a month, and you're using the systems and processes that I'm doing. This is what I've been doing for years. And I literally sit here, and it's, you know, 9:40 at night right now. And I got a little sip. I'm just sitting here sipping on some vodka, just sitting here working, and got my pen and paper, and I'm just thinking through, and this is real. This is real business. And if you guys want to be real and you guys want to really learn and do it the right way, um, you know, within the guidelines, just like Donald Trump is, you can. And you know, don't be ashamed of it. You know, they look, these people in the House and the Senate have created these laws and this language, and they did it for themselves and their families and their kids and their estates and their households and their wealth and their money. And they have connections to other foreign leaders, the Russians, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Saudi Arabian leaders that want to bring money to the US. So they're playing this game at a very high level. And so we just need to understand what they're doing. And Donald Trump's figured it out. So, and I'll show you how you guys can figure things out as well, using the systems and growing and scaling a business where you could take care of your family and your retirement. Because I'm telling you, if you look at the Social Security is going to be broke, right? Social Security and retirement is going to be all broke in the next 10, 15 years. So you guys got to start taking care of your own, you know, and you can't count on the government. You cannot count on the government. Okay. Broke. So you got to get your shit together, man, and wake up. And if you really want to do this, 2017 is coming. This is the time to plan. You got October, you got November, you got December. Get involved, get energized, get your business started. Take your life to the next level. Move on. Let's move on. I'm going to have 47 classes. I'm going to have 47 classes. So the first class I'm doing right now is basically how to look at the lowest hanging fruit, right? The lowest hanging fruit. How do you get paid quickly, right? What is the fastest way to get paid? So I'm looking at, okay, the fastest way to get paid in this game, not necessarily how to get paid the most, but how to get paid the fastest. How can I get paid in the next 29 days, right? How can I make money in the next 29 days? So what I'm doing is the lowest hanging fruit is to get into the real estate investment business with other people's credit and money and other people's possibilities, right? If they got a line of credit, they got a bank account, they got a job, you don't have a job, you got good credit, you got bad credit, but how to create that relationship. But you have to be able to bring something to the table that they want, right? So if you bring a deal to the table, you got a deal at the table, you got a deal. Like for example, okay, so I got this deal right here. I got this particular deal that I'm working on now. Matter of fact, that pile there is my deal pile. That's where all my deals are. Everything on this desk is stuff that I'm always constantly working on, right? So this particular deal here, I'm going to wholesale this. I'm going to flip this contract. So I'm not going to show the address or whatever, but the thing is, you know, we got it for 456. All right. So we're going to flip this contract. And I went and did my numbers. I looked at the after repair value. I looked at the construction, analyzed everything. And then I'm going to flip this to a cash buyer, which is in my phone, right? So I got cash buyers in my phone, people that have been vetted, people that have been approved, people that I spoke to. I know they're not full of shit. When I call them, you know, things going to get done because it takes time to get these deals, and then you got to close them by matching up your cash buyers, and then you make money. So that's the lowest hanging fruit. So the class we're doing is how to build. You're going to build a cash buyers list, and then how to basically build and get deals, right? So Okay, here's another deal. So this one is in Vienna. I'm working on. Okay, this one is in DC. I'm working on. This one is in Alexandria. So these are all deals. This is in Fort Washington. And then here's the list of the other deals right here. So the thing is, I can show you guys how to build a pipeline, right? The key is to build a pipeline because once you get paid once, you want to get paid over and over and over. So the key is to build a pipeline. So October you're getting paid, November you're getting paid, December you're getting paid. You can get paid $10,000 each time, or even $5,000. But the key is to get paid, right? The key is to get paid. You get something coming in every single month, and you do that by having a system, a model, a process. And then so the class that we're going to do is on how to flip contracts in 29 days. How to flip contracts in 29 days. And what you do is go here, go to sidhameed.com. And this is the website. It's the Immigrant Millionaire Academy. So it talks about basically, I'm an immigrant. I came in this country in 1977. And, I learned the system. I learned the process. I learned how to read. I learned how to write. I didn't finish high school. I went through my ups and downs when I was a kid. But, I'm married now and stable here in Maryland. This is my mom and dad. This is when I was little, 14. This is when I was a bus boy. I was a dishwasher and a bus boy at this restaurant. And this is me when I think I was like, I don't know, 13, 14. So this is me when I was, I forget how old. My first car was a 1966 Buick LeSabre. 1966 Buick LeSabre is a big old V08. And that's me right there, state champion. I wrestled. And I started construction when I was around 15 years old. And then I had to work for cash. And so that's me right there. This is me when I was little. This is when I came here. That's me wrestling. And that's my wife. And but anyway, I made it, right? So I became from Pakistan got my citizenship. And so what I'm doing, I'm teaching people and showing people on how to, right? How did I do it? And why listen to me, right? Why listen to me? So if you want to go register, what you do is just come in here, you register, you'll go ahead and take your seat, and we're gonna basically have this thing started, register for the event. And I'm gonna show you guys how to get started. I'm gonna give you guys one nugget and just do this one thing for 90 days straight. If you do this one thing for 90 days straight, you will get paid. You will get paid. The key is to show up, right? So the dream is free. The dream is free, but the hustle gonna cost money. What they say, the dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. The dream is free, but the hustle is sold separately. So I'm going to show you guys and teach you what I do every day. This is how I live every day. So come and register for this class. You're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to learn how to profit from your wholesale deals. And you just come down here, you put your name, your email, you register, and then we're going to do this thing and come learn. Come learn. And all right, so Sid Hameed, Immigrant Millionaire Academy. Let's get this money, baby. Let's get this money. 2017 is coming. You got to position yourself, and you got to have knowledge. And all these things, what Donald Trump is doing, there's nothing wrong with it. You just got to know how to work the business and use the right tools. And so and it's also a mindset. These are the different videos that I listen to. I listen to, stuff like.
But now, 20 years later, I can look at it and say, well, wow, what?
So it's just about mindset. It's about energy. So these are the things that I listen to and I watch. And I want to share this stuff with you guys. I want to share this stuff with you guys. And it's easy, but you have to be around the right people to make it happen. So the dreams are free, but getting around the right people to take action, to see them come real, it takes time and energy. and focus and clarity. And you got to have the right coach, the right mentor. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad. I've made millions, I've lost millions, I've made millions again. I've had multiple businesses I bought and sold. I worked with the SBA for many years. So I understand business, I understand structure, I understand processes, I understand system, I understand how to scale and grow a business. I'm running 4 businesses now. And basically, I do it here, but I have my people overseas. I have my people working overseas, right? So the key is, how do you grow a business by outsourcing, by having the right people do the work for you? And how do you find these people? How do you analyze these people? How do you hire these people? How do you do the system where you got time, or you're going to be on vacation, you're spending time with your family, your kids, you're actually working less, but you're making more money? How do you work less and make more money? And you do that by having a system, a process, the right people in the right position, right? So it's like football. So you got your wide receiver, you got your linebacker, you got your running back, you got your players, but everybody's going to be in the right position to be able to win. And so, that's what I'm teaching. That's what I'm offering. I feel like that's my energy. That's my focus. I'm new. I've been doing this for myself, but I'm just coming out and I'm teaching you guys some real stuff here. And sometimes I curse. Hey, I curse sometimes, but I don't mean no harm. I come from love. I don't mean no harm. I'm just trying to serve and teach and help people, man. And I feel like that's my duty and my responsibility, as a child of God. So, I come from serving and helping, and you guys want to take advantage of it. I'm going to really help you guys save a lot of time and a lot of energy and avoid a lot of mistakes and really get focused on make more money than you ever thought about. I'm going to show you guys how to make more money than you have even imagined by having the right environment, by being around the right environment. So you will make the money, but it's also being around the right group, the right community, the right environment to give that a power and give that a push as a community. So, but anyway, hey, Sid Hameed, why don't you guys look me up? Okay, this is the website, Immigrant Millionaire. I'm an immigrant, came from Pakistan. You guys could go and register. And here's some information. Oh, the video on Keller Williams. This is Sid Hameed. I'm here at Keller Williams Preferred Property in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. I'm also the owner of Brickfront Properties and Construction. Oh yeah, watch this video. And I've been in the industry since 1989. So I started off in construction when I was 15 years old. I understand construction, and I understand the whole real estate arena in terms of how construction to be used to get the best return on your money. So if you have commercial, you have self-storage, you have apartment buildings, you always going to have construction related things. But if you understand construction, you can somewhat control your NOI, your return on your investments. I'm looking to hire agents to be on my team here at Keller Williams. And for the younger people that are out there, I am looking to hire Keller Williams agents. I'm looking for people that are hungry and motivated and excited to work. I have the knowledge and the wisdom and the excitement I could share with you, but I need you to be able to apply your energy and your hustle to the game. If you want to make $30,000 in 90 days and you want to start off as a wholesaler, I'm willing to able to teach you and show you, but you got to come prepared and you got to be willing to able to do the work. Thank you very much, Sid Hameed. Give me a call. The office number here is 240-737-5000. You could ask for Sid Hameed here at Keller Williams. Thank you very much. Take care. This is Sid Hameed. Or call my 240-764-5347. And this is my other property, Brickfront Properties. You can learn more about who we are here. So, I started off in construction. I'm a rehabber, I'm a contractor, I'm an inspector, and I've been building houses. So, and I'm just teaching people on, what I've been doing. I've just been doing the business, and now I'm just showing people how to basically grow and scale a business, how to have your acquisition team, how do you have your disposition team, how to have your contractors, how to have your property management company for your rental properties, how to properly manage those rental properties, how to create a portfolio, how to have checks come in your mailbox. So, and then how to hire contractors and fire contractors and how to deal with contractors and how to negotiate with them. This is all I do. This is the business that I've been living for years. And now I'm just at the age, my arthritis is kicking in. I'm getting older. And to be honest with you, I'm just tired. I'm getting tired of really being out there. And now I just want to teach. I just want to share this knowledge and this information to the right people that want to take advantage and that want to grow and that want to scale, that want to learn from somebody that's an expert. When I say I'm an expert, basically I know what I'm doing. I've done a lot of stuff. The things that I do is run a business. I really look at things from a high scale, from the IRS. I look at tax codes. I try to understand this stuff because it's a corporation, right? And then you got to understand how to run a corporation as a CEO. I create CEOs. You will make money. If anything, you'll become a better person. If anything, you understand how to get more money from the taxes and the government. Okay. The thing about is you're going to invest money, and you might as well invest money in yourself. So you can put it in here because once it's in here, you can scale and go forward. We all want a better life, right? So for example, we're going on a cruise because I love going on cruises, right? So we're actually going on a what's it called, Royal Caribbean um, cruise line, uh, because I just love, and I get a suite. So I go on a cruise line, I get me a suite, and man, you get your, it's a little bit extra money, but I tell you what, it's worth it. It is so worth it. You get yourself, it's a separate room. You got your internet, you got a private area, and you have certain things that the regular people don't have. So I try to give me a suite and just really enjoy it. I spend $10,000, $15,000 on vacation because we work. If I make $80,000 on a deal, $30,000 on a deal, $20,000 on a deal, well, I'm gonna go spend $10,000 on myself. Take my wife and we're gonna go enjoy ourselves. So that's what it's about, man. It's about the experience, right? And so, um, I like to have fun too. So I think we work hard, but you also play hard, right? So I think it's fun, and and you got to enjoy it, man. You really got to enjoy, you know, life. You got to enjoy family, and this is what it's about. It's about working, getting your deals done, and spending time with the family and having fun and enjoying life just like everybody else, just like the top 1%. So it's there for us to have. It's there for us to get it. But I will show you how to create the plan, how to create the plan so you guys could have those things and be in the mindset of receiving. Be in the mindset of receiving. You got to open up your mind to receive. And we're going to get into all that. All right, look, I'm going to go. Sid Hameed, Brickfront Properties, okay, is one of our companies here. Um, and then we have the Immigrant Millionaire Academy, which talks about a little bit more about me. And then we also have our brokerage, our real estate investment brokerage called Real Estate Advisors Group. And this is our brokerage where we do our deals and list our deals here. And, since we're an investment company, we try to work with our investment company brokerage as well as Keller Williams. So we'll talk about how to scale and build a business. All right, guys, take care. Sid Hameed. All right, so how do you turn this off? Oh, phone number is 240-764-5347. 240-764-5347. Send an email first. Don't just call. I got a busy day. So just send an email first. Don't just call me. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you're looking for. Tell me where you at, how you want to grow, how you want to scale. Tell me your story, why you want to do this business. Let's talk, let's engage, and let's see how we can work together. And let's take the new year to a new level. Let's take it to a new level. Take the new year to the new level. I like that one. So one of the things that I realize that I do is I simplify the wealth building process for everyday people. So I'll say it again. I simplify the wealth building process for everyday people. I'm an everyday person. You guys are everyday people. I'm going to simplify how the wealth building process in a very simple, easy manner that you guys can understand it, and then you guys could receive it, and then you guys could grow it, and you guys could scale it, and you guys could have the legacy and the freedom of time to spend with your family rather than being at a job, shackled at a job, and giving them your hours for dollars. All right, take care. Okay.